Oh, you're here. Good. I was hoping for company. You see, I've got stories, dark ones, chilling ones, the kind that keep you up at night. Mythical creatures, curses, horrors you can't escape. Shall we begin? Don't worry, I won't bite. Much.
In the city, trending news gets updated almost every 3 hours. For the editorial team, truth has never really mattered. Clicks are the only metric that counts. June, a newly promoted intern, made a living writing in-depth investigative reports. But truth be told, no one ever really read them. That night, during yet another editorial review meeting, her draft got cut off midway by the editor-in-chief. This one about campus bullying, not bad, but it's just not exciting enough. The audience doesn't care about moral reasoning. They want shocking videos and sobbing parents. June forced a bitter smile and closed her laptop. She knew how things worked now. Journalism degrees weren't worth a damn. What got clicks these days were stories that blurred the line between fact and fiction. Sensational, spicy, and emotionally explosive. As she headed to the break room to cool off, something strange caught her eye. Veteran editor Duke was sitting silently in front of his laptop. She watched as he plugged in a black USB stick, typed a few lines. No visuals, no formatting. And just like that, a perfectly structured news article popped onto the screen. The headline screamed, "Elite School Scandal. Vice Principal drives 3 students to mental breakdown. Angry parents storm the gates." The next day, that exact article exploded across every platform. And the thing was, it had really happened. Influencers and vloggers swarmed the school, trying to capture exclusive footage. The byline said Duke, but everyone knew he had been diagnosed with a serious illness just 2 weeks ago. He barely showed up anymore, let alone write anything new. The whole thing didn't sit right with June. She observed from a distance, but couldn't make sense of it. Not yet. A few days later, she got home and found an unmarked package sitting at her door. Inside was just a card. At the bottom of the box was a USB stick, exactly like the one Duke had used. June stared at it, uneasy. Was this what he used? She didn't tell anyone. The next day, June booted up her laptop at home and inserted the USB. There was no fancy loading screen, just a plain, empty text box and one simple sentence at the top. Type the reality you want to present. I'll handle the rest. Half joking, half curious, she typed, "A well-known supermarket chain cuts corners by mixing expired meat into their sausages. Multiple customers fall seriously ill." She hit enter. In an instant, the screen morphed into a fully formatted news article. Headline, images, interviews with victims' families, government responses, trending hashtags. Everything looked eerily authentic. Even a live Weibo Hot Topic ID was included. June froze. This wasn't just a writing tool. It was generating a full-blown alternate reality, complete with its own social media echo chamber. Her heart pounded. She shut the laptop and yanked out the USB, convinced it was just some twisted simulation software. The next morning, she woke up, opened her phone, and nearly dropped it. The top trending news alert read, "Confirmed. Major supermarket accused of using expired meat. Parents demand compensation." Same headline, same images, even that one female reporter's awkward hand gesture. Exactly what she had seen. Her scalp tingled. She tried to delete the story from her account, but every platform gave her the same system alert. This topic is trending publicly. Unable to remove it this time. That's when it hit her. She hadn't just written a fake story, she'd rewritten reality itself, and there was no undo button. June tried to take a more rational approach. She input a more objective-sounding article. Experts urge calm regarding recent food safety concerns. No conclusive evidence has been found. What popped out instead was hidden culprits exposed, food safety crisis, like a ticking time bomb. Experts slam regulatory failure. Every attempt at calm, balanced reporting got twisted by the system into viral outrage bait. She nervously returned to the office and found herself suddenly being hailed as the company's youngest traffic queen. They were even nominating her for a national media award. But June knew. Duke had once been praised like this too. Now, what she was doing had nothing to do with journalism. She was losing control. That night, in a moment of panic and twisted curiosity, she decided to push the editor to its limit. She wrote, "A teenager's suicide was actually the result of long-term abuse by her teacher. The school is trying to cover it up." Within hours, a video went viral. Devastated parents kneeling at the school gate, crying and begging for justice. Over 1 million shares. But June knew that teacher. He was her old homeroom teacher. Quiet, strict, but kind. Never violent. She checked the school's official website, hacked. Its homepage was now plastered with protest banners and flood comments. She asked her old classmates, hoping someone would remember the truth. "Good job reporting that," one said. "We always knew that teacher was shady." June felt her mind slipping. The world had lost its grip on truth. No one questioned anything anymore. It was like the whole world was waiting for her to rewrite it. June couldn't sleep. The line between her articles and actual reality had completely vanished. Or rather, what she wrote simply became the truth. And worse, everyone accepted it, as if it had always been. She wanted to confront Duke, but he had taken sudden leave from work. His social media accounts went silent. Rumor had it, he was admitted to a psych ward for acute cognitive disorientation. Desperate, June searched the web for anything related to the USB's origin. No official results, but in a dark corner forum run by anonymous hackers overseas, she found a cryptic video. It showed a dim, abandoned newsroom. The camera panned over a dozen journalists, all typing feverishly, their eyes blank, their necks wrapped with red threads. At the far wall hung 6 letters, XDITR. She stared at the final frame for a long time. Then suddenly, a new email appeared in her inbox. Subject, ready to continue? V1.1, access unlocked. Her hands trembled. She yanked the USB out of the laptop, tossed it into the trash, unplugged her modem. But the file had already auto-downloaded. Her desktop blinked with a new line of code. "You are not the only editor. You're just the next one." Panicked, she packed her things and checked into a small motel. No Wi-Fi, no cameras. But it didn't help. She felt watched. Constantly. Something was out there, and it was reading everything she wrote. She tried to set the record straight. She visited the home of the teacher her article had destroyed, only to find half the building collapsed. A neighbor said quietly, "He jumped into the river." "Didn't you read the article?" She froze. She had written that days ago. A single line at the end of her article. According to witnesses, the teacher jumped into the river. His body has not yet been recovered. Her chest tightened. She hadn't just been predicting fate. She was scripting it. She tried to speak up, to expose what the ex-editor really was. But every email she sent disappeared mid-transmission. Every time she explained the situation to someone, a counter-narrative would go viral within hours. Breaking: journalist June suffers mental breakdown, spreads conspiracy theories. Even her own mother called one night. "Sweetie, stop saying weird things. You're doing great studying abroad in Paris." That's when June realized she was being erased. For the last time, June booted up the laptop and plugged in the USB. She didn't want to write. She wanted to ask it something. Before she could type, the interface responded on its own. "Welcome back, June. Would you like to delete everything or write your final draft?" She typed, hesitating. "I never used X Editor. It's all made up." The screen flickered. Then, an article auto-generated, top to bottom. Former journalist June sparks national controversy after spreading fake news, officially banned from all media platforms. There was even a picture. It showed her, wild-eyed, laughing in a dim room. Exactly how she looked in the reflection of her monitor right now. She reached for her phone. The contact list was blank. Her accounts had all been logged out. Her building's door lock no longer recognized her access card. June had vanished from her own life. X Editor wasn't a tool. It was a system, a mechanism of temptation, control, and consumption. You thought you were writing the story, but all along, you were just another line of text, waiting to be deleted. She sat quietly in the room. Outside, the sun was still shining. The screen blinked one last message. X Editor version 1.1, data retrieval complete. She closed the laptop, walked to the window. She knew there was nothing else to do. That's when everything went black. A few minutes later, the door creaked open. A man in a tailored coat and dark sunglasses stepped inside. He didn't look at June. He walked straight to the desk, removed the USB, and slipped it into a small metal case engraved with a red X. At the doorway, he paused, turned slightly, stared into the empty corner of the room, said nothing, and left without a word. The silence returned, thick and still. Outside, the sunlight dimmed as if someone had turned the world down a notch. Somewhere else, in another apartment, a new editor stared blankly at an empty Word document. The doorbell rang. She opened the door. At her feet sat an unmarked package. Inside, a black USB stick. The card was shorter than all the ones before. "Your turn,